Hello everyone, it's Shane Kanto, your Wasteland reviewer, and I'm here to review Relative. And this is a new family drama from writer-director Michael Glover Smith. And this focuses on the Frank family who comes together for the youngest adult child's graduation in Chicago. And they spend an evening together, and their bonds, their relationships, and their own personal lives are all put to the test while trying to have a good time together at this party. And this certainly is a familiar kind of setup. You've seen films like this before. Nothing particularly new, different, or exciting. But I think it's really the cast who do a really fine job of bringing these characters to life that make us connect with them. Not all the performances really stand out, but certainly at the core of it, you have Cameron Scott Roberts, who plays the youngest, and he has this growing fling with a young woman named Hecla, played by Elizabeth Stamm, and I really like their dynamic. They have great chemistry. Stamm in particular is one of the big standouts in terms of the cast. They all do a great job in general, most of the cast, but the two of them really are like the heart of the story. They're the most hopeful. They're the ones that are like going into the next stage of their lives and building a connection, building a future, while everybody else is in their particular places in life, struggling with new conflicts and new advancements or new norms of these lives and uncertainty. Because you have the parents who, they're getting older. Do they want to keep living in the same house after their youngest has finally done college and ready to go off on his own? You have one of the sisters who, her and her partner, they're a lesbian couple and they're a bit on the rocks. You have the older brother who's been left by his wife and his kid, and he's just in the basement smoking weed, watching cam shows and stuff like that all the time. And like, where's he going to go with his life? You have the one sister who's kind of like low-key, just off to the side, but like, where's her family? Where's her husband? Where's her kids? And you have all these different dynamics, and some of them are more engaging and interesting than others. I think it becomes more interesting as the film goes on, and you see different pairs coming together and how these issues get resolved or processed or some kind of solution brought to the table through these human interactions. I think it's well written. I think these characters are fleshed out enough for us to empathize with this Frank family. I think the cast does a fine job. You could tell this is low budget. You could tell it's pretty confined to this small cast, to a few settings, but it works. There's some clever work in terms of there's one particular shot where like they go out the door to leave for the graduation and the camera keeps turning around in the house and comes back around to them coming back afterwards to show that passage of time. Was it necessary to show the commencement? Not really. And it's those little moments where I think Glover Smith finds some effective ways of storytelling. This kind of does feel like it could have been a play, and I wouldn't be surprised if this were adapted into a play, if it would be effective. It's human drama. It's something we can all connect with, whichever character we see ourselves in. And I think it's a really well done, put together little film that's certainly worth a watch. But those are my thoughts on Relative. Let me know what you think and let's talk some movies. But thank you as always for tuning in and supporting your Wasteland reviewer.